Salutations viewers, and a special salutations to Eleanor and Marin. I'm Ben, this is Bill. Bill is wearing a red bow tie because today I am talking about the what, who, and how of Doctor Who. Now for the purposes of this video, if I say Classic Who, I'm referring to Doctor Who between 1963 and 1989, plus the TV movie in 1996. If I say Whovival, I'm talking about anything after 2005 until the present day, because that's when Doctor Who came back, but I'll get back to that. So what is Doctor Who? For the Whovians and non-Whovians alike, Doctor Who is a British science fiction programme started in 1963 about an eccentric time traveller called the Doctor. Now, Doctor Who stems from when he arrives on a new planet and they go, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Me, I'm the Doctor." And they go, "Doctor Who?" And he's like, "Just the Doctor." And he kind of does a bit of this. No, he doesn't. He just goes, "I'm the Doctor," and they all panic and go, "Yay!" at the end. Anyway, so the Doctor is a time traveller from the planet Gallifrey, but he's more commonly known as a Time Lord because that's the demonym of Gallifrey. He's about 1,200 years old, but that's disputable because of inconsistencies throughout the show. And while he looks human, he is most certainly not human. He has 2 hearts, enhanced senses, and has the ability to regenerate his physical form as a last resort, so if his body is damaged beyond repair, he will change his physical form. This was done so if an actor wanted to retire from Doctor Who or move on to other things, they could do so without the show ending. So we've had 11 Doctors. We've had William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davidson, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, that's the Classic Who Doctors. Then we had Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, and starting this year, Peter Capaldi. Those are our Whovival Doctors. They've all died in pretty creative ways, pretty heartbreaking ways, but they wouldn't be anywhere without this, the TARDIS. The TARDIS is the Doctor's time machine. It can travel through time and space. It's stuck in the form of a 60s police box. That's because it has something called the chameleon circuit, which allows it to blend in with its surroundings. However, the thing is, because the BBC couldn't afford to have a different TARDIS exterior in every adventure, they stuck it in one, so it would be amusing because it would be like the planet Zog and it's like swamps and everything. There's a 60s police box right in the centre, and it also saved them a lot of money. The Doctor loves the TARDIS, but he's not a particularly good flyer of it. His companion Romana in the serial The Pirate Planet, she reveals that the Doctor failed his first driving test and passed with 51% in the second one. And the screeching sound that you'll hear when the TARDIS materialises is meant to be because the Doctor leaves the handbrake on. That's incidentally created by running a key up and down a piano string. Thank you, Delia Derbyshire, for that. She created the sound. So speaking of companions, I mentioned Romana. He's had 41 main companions. So by main companions, I mean they've travelled for either 3 serials or more in Classic Who, or 3 episodes or more in Whovival. 32 of them have been female, 9 of them have been male. Usually, if there's a male companion, there'll also be a female companion, so that there's some chemistry between the male and female companion, or the female companion and the Doctor. I'm going to go through some notable companions. I'm sorry if I haven't included your favourite companion, but it'd take too long for me to go through all of them. So these are some of the ones that I think are most notable. This is Susan Foreman. She was the first ever companion, and she claims to be the Doctor's granddaughter. This... Where are you, Jim? Where are you? There you are. This guy here is Jamie McCrimmon. He is the longest running Doctor Who companion to date. Where are I? Where are I? Oh, dear. Sorry about this. That's Sarah Jane Smith. She's probably the most beloved companion ever created. Sorry about this, guys. This is Adric with a Cyberman. I'll get to them. Adric is a mathematical genius, but he is the first ever main companion to be killed on screen. It's also the first ever time the credits have rolled in silence. This is Ace. She is the last ever Classic Who companion before the hiatus started in 1989. No, wrong one. This is the 9th Doctor with Rose. Rose is the first Who Viable companion. And then we have our current companion, Miss Clara Oswald. We don't know when Clara's going to go, but she's the current companion. I'm also going to mention a few notable people and characters, such as K9, the beloved dog. K9. I love K9 so much. He's a robot dog who travels with the 4th Doctor and is given to Sarah Jane Smith because basically Sarah Jane Smith was the Doctor's best friend. River Song is the one under which River Song says. Blue Book in the corner, River Song, Frizzy Head one. She's the Doctor's wife, but they keep meeting in the wrong order because she's also a time traveller, so she keeps meeting him and she's had history with him and he's never met her before. And this man, the handsome one, is Jack Harkness. He's a pansexual rogue who travels through time and sometimes assists the Doctor when necessary. Okay, so monsters. The most famous and oldest Doctor Who monster is the Dalek. They are metal battle droids, to be honest, with a horrible creature inside them. And that creature is full of hate and rage and wants nothing more than to take over the entire galaxy. Just to take it over and watch the world burn. You saw a Cyberman. If you go back to the picture of Adric, there's a Cyberman in the background. They're the things with the helmets. They were human, but they wanted to change their form into perfection, a bit like the Borg in Star Trek, but the Cybermen want to change everyone into Cybermen because they believe they are the perfect race. The old Cybermen used to be vulnerable to gold and gold-related products. The Weeping Angels are a recent creation. They are only a Whovival creation, Stephen Moffat, damn you. But they are quantum locked, so they look like statues. And that's because when someone looks at them, they are a statue. They physically turn to rock to avoid detection. But what they do is when they touch you, they send you back in time, and they feed on the energy that is left behind of the life you would have lived. So they kill you kindly because they send you back in time and you live your life in that time period where they've sent you, and they feed on the time energy of the life that you would have lived. And then the Master is the Doctor's arch enemy. Back in Classic Who, there were more than one Time Lord. The Time Lords are reputed to have been wiped out by the Daleks in the Time War, which happened between the 8th Doctor and the 9th Doctor. That's why we don't know what happened to the 8th Doctor. But the Master is the worst of them all. He's mad, psychotic, devilishly handsome in all of his reincarnations, and he wants to take over. He just wants to rule. He's particularly scary. But sadly he died. John Sims, who played him under David Tennant, he died. The character, not John Sims. He died and left the Doctor as the last Time Lord. It kind of unstabled him because he'd always known that there was someone else out there, but then he was left alone. And finally, the How. The Doctor has two main gadgets he uses. The sonic screwdriver, which is a multifunctional device which he uses to scan and do basic functions like pick locks and stuff. And the psychic paper, which is a wallet that he uses to get into places because it reads the thoughts of someone he's showing it to and projects what they want to see onto the paper. So if they were looking for a dinner reservation, it'd have it on the paper. So that's really useful to getting into places and getting out of places and getting out of tight situations. So that's a very brief guide to Doctor Who. I suggest you watch it. I suggest you do a bit more reading on Wikipedia and the Doctor Who wiki. But sorry it took so long, guys. And it's been lovely seeing you. Next week, Avery's doing a guide to role-playing. The week after that, I'll be doing something on Queen Victoria, so tune in for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. Have a good week.